Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. You are tuning in to the Northeast Delta Human Services Authority Live Transformation Thursday broadcast. Yes, we're back for another awesome broadcast with some more fabulous people. And I am your host, Erin Davenport, the Special Initiatives Manager. All right. So let's get straight to it because we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things going on that we need you to know about. Okay. So First, I want to bring in this fabulous woman who always answers my call, and I know I get on her nerve, but she's so sweet and she's so awesome and she loves her job and she's so passionate that she never tells me no. And it is Miss Kara. Etienne, come on down, girl. Come on in. Yes.
Wow, I've never been introduced like that before.
Yes, Miss Kara. Okay. Woohoo. Yes, Keshana said woohoo. And the other person that is joining us today, okay, is another awesome. Now, look, the way I describe this woman has nothing to do with her title, okay? Like, it's not diminishing her title. Because when I call you an awesome chick, that's really like a really good thing, okay? She's an awesome chick, smart woman, an awesome leader. She knows what she is talking about, okay? And it is Miss Dr. Avius Carroll, okay? Like Oprah, yes! Thank you, Erin. Thank y'all for coming on and everything. I'm so happy to talk with y'all because I say we, but it's y'all, but we've been in planning mode for a long time about two big events that is coming from Prevention and Wellness Department. Two really big events. And the first one is Prescription Take Back Day that Kara is really driving out there. And the second is our Art is Therapy Festival that Dr. Carroll is spearheading. So real quick, Kara, I want to jump into Prescription Take Back Day, okay? Well, also you. Tell me. Now, I already told them you're a wonderful person. You were serious and passionate about your job, but let them hear from you.
What do you want me to tell them about myself?
I mean, what do you do at the agency? Because you're always busy. You are busy. Yes. You are always busy. Okay, like you have to book a meeting, talk anything with Kara like a month out because she's not here. She's gone.
So I am the opioid use disorder prevention manager. I manage the state opioid response grant that we receive to battle the opioid epidemic that is impacting our community. I've been doing this since 2019, and I tell people every time I feel like don't get me wrong, we are doing, when I say we, I'm meaning Northeast Delta, my team here, under Dr. Carroll's leadership here in Prevention and Wellness, and the state of Louisiana as a whole. We are doing a lot of work. And it seems like, though, that every time we make a little headway, something gets thrown in and we kind of have to reshift and readjust and figure out, how do we meet this new problem that's going on in this epidemic. The overall goal is to save lives from opioid-related overdoses. When I first started, our target was simply opioids, whether that was prescription opioids such as Narco, Oxycontin, Lortab, Percocet, things like that. Heroin, which is also an opioid. And now we hear a lot about, I don't think there's anyone that probably hears us today that has not heard about fentanyl and the dangers that it's doing. Initially, people thought that it was a drug that was only affecting a particular socioeconomic stat group or a particular demographic, racial demographic. But now it is a drug that is affecting all of us, regardless of what our race, age, color, socioeconomic status, or anything. So our goal is to save lives, to reduce the number of people who are dying from opioid-related overdoses.
And Dr. Carroll, before we go any further, please let everyone know how fabulous you are, okay? Because I already told them you were really super dope chick, okay?
Just put
Well,
you on the
Erin,
spot.
I am mimicking you today. I have my little bunny ears on
Yes,
because I knew you would have a headpiece. I said, I'm going to wear
yes.
a headpiece myself. But yes, I'm Dr. Avius Carroll, Prevention and Wellness Director. And here at PNW, we do so many things. Kara told you about a portion of what we do. In addition to that, we work with schools in the 12 parishes to provide evidence based lessons to address underage drinking, underage drug use, tobacco use, and also address those social emotional factors that can contribute to early on stage of use and to help build resiliency with our youth, to give them opportunities to have pro-social involvement and build those protective factors so they can grow up and be strong, healthy young men and women who are effective in their communities, our state, and our nation. We want to build a great legacy and a great generation after us.
Mhm.
So a lot of what we do falls really under that umbrella. We build coalitions to address underage drinking, especially those high need parishes where we saw spikes in numbers of underage drinking. We have signs of suicide program where we go into the schools and do screenings just to see if individuals are at risk, and then we make the appropriate referrals to the guidance counselors and have them to make the appropriate referrals to our agency. We work a lot with young kids through our ALS PALS program, which is another evidence-based program that really focuses on anti-bullying and also how to be a great friend, and just start working on those character building skills really early on. We do ACE talks. We like to talk to the community about what are adverse childhood experiences, what are we doing as adults to reduce those, and to again build protective factors around our children to reduce adverse childhood experiences, and how do we build resiliency with those who have already been experiencing trauma at a very high rate.
Mhm.
And so that's what we do. We do a whole lot more, but that's kind of the general
Mhm.
idea of what we do here at Prevention and Wellness.
And see, when I go out, so my area is faith-based veterans and senior citizens. So when I go meet with these various people and contacts, like I really just set the scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me just introduce, because I can't even begin to tell you just the umbrella of what prevention and wellness does. But Kara, so prescription take back day, okay? So correct me if I'm wrong, all right? So my understanding that prescription take back day, which I didn't realize until I came here, was a day, but it's an effort to reduce the opioid epidemic, correct? Overdose.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a day that's observed, recognized nationwide twice a year. So we are in the spring take back, which is in April, and then we have a fall take back in October.
Okay. So this, yeah, this is, it's on the record as a national day. You hear about all these national days, it's national whatever day, but it's like this is actually like a really big thing. So like, who all do you have? Like, how does prescription take back day even work? Like, are they coming to the agency, or like, are we going out places? Like, what are we doing?
Okay. So you all, those that participate in National Prescription Take Back Day, we have 3 locations that Northeast Delta is sponsoring. Our first location is here in Monroe at the Brookshires on North 18th Street. Our second location is at the Super One Foods in Bastrop. And then our third location is at the Spring Market in Grambling, Louisiana. And so individuals will come. The way that we set it up is we're going to be outside as long as the weather allows and permits. And they can drive up. They don't even have to get out of their vehicles. They will be able to drive up and drop off any unused prescription medications, or I say any medications that they have in their home. It's called National Prescription Take Back Day because that's what it started with. But now the way that things have changed and what we're seeing with this epidemic, we now take back all medications, whether it's over-the-counter Tylenol, even if it is cough syrup and things like that. Whatever medication you have in your home that you are not using, maybe it's expired, it may be that it has changed and you've just not had a chance to dispose of it properly, we will take it back on that day.
And so do you have to, like you said, I know it's 2 times a year, but do you have to wait till the fall to?
No, you don't have to wait till the fall because we have also placed drop boxes in various locations throughout our community. You can go on our website, anydeltahsa.org, to find out where those locations are. You can drop there. You can also contact us here at the office. We have a product called Deterra, which is a safe way to dispose of and deactivate medications in the home. The whole point is we want to reduce the risk of medications being misused and abused in the home. We also don't want them to make it to the streets. There's things now called peel presses, and that's a whole nother transformation day with what can be done with those things. But we also don't want them to be flushed down the toilet. Our catchment area is very rural, and a lot of our rural areas, the water systems already struggle. They already have issues with them, and so flushing medications down the toilet is not environmentally friendly. So this is a way that we do it. Like I said, we're going to be doing it Saturday, where you can drop off. But if you don't make it to us on Saturday, we have other methods in which you can safely dispose of medication as well.
Okay, so in order for you to be in all these various places, like the various locations we have going on this Saturday, you have to have community partners, correct?
Correct. There is no way to do this without the partners. My first partner is right here in the office, Miss Latanya Owens. She is amazing. She actually, before I started, was the one that was doing all of this until I could get in and get trained. Morehouse Parish is her hometown, so she continues to spearhead our Bastrop location in tandem with Super One Foods and also the Morehouse Parish Sheriff Department. Our Grambling location is going to be manned by one of our contractors, New Living Word. They do a lot of our harm reduction work here in our catchment area. And so they will be manning, and they organize, they plan, and they put together that that particular site location and cover it. And then here in Monroe, we're fortunate to partner with Brookshire's. Our pharmacist there, Mr. Ben, the pharmacy manager, is wonderful to work with. And then we work with our local DEA agent from Metro Narcotics, Mr. Darrell Cowan. He actually comes and works the site and location with us. And in Grambling, I forgot to mention, Grambling Police Department helps Pastor Baldwin and New Living Word man that site. So those are our partners. That's how we do it. And we also have the ULM School of Pharmacy students that help to provide hands-on work and just kind of help us to man those sites throughout the day as well.
Oh, that's cool. So if we wanted to be a community partner, how can one do that? Like if a group hears about this and they were like, well, we want to help.
Yes, that is something that they can do. All they would have to do is get in touch with me. There is some training and things that we would have to go over because of the type of work that we're doing. It's something that is very serious. It is trusted. And we have once the medication is dropped in the box, they have to understand what that process looks like. What we do when it is dropped, it goes into the box. That box is taped and sealed. And when that box leaves, it actually leaves with law enforcement. So there's just some training that we will go through. So anyone that wants to come and be a part of the next one that we're going to be having in October, contact me here at our office at Prevention and Wellness, and I will start working with you to be prepared. The more hands we have, the easier it makes it for all of us.
Okay, good deal. So let's switch over to the Artist Therapy Festival, Dr. Carroll. Okay.
And the train is coming through as you get ready to talk about it.
Yes.
It comes on time every single day.
Every time. It's good. We can still hear you. You're still good. So okay, well, pause. Maybe not. Okay, so Art is Therapy Festival. Okay, we've been doing a lot. The agency has been doing a lot with art, definitely during the time I've been here. It's coming up on a year. What is this the first event like this festival that we're doing?
Yes, Art is Therapy Festival is the first of its kind for our agency. And I haven't seen a whole lot of art associated festivals. We have a lot of art activities. And so the goal is to bring all of those art activities, all the creatives, everyone who's doing wonderful things already, bring them all together in one space and just reintroduce them back to our communities, back to our region, back to our state.
Okay. So where did the festival come about?
Okay, so the idea came from, we received some COVID funding.
Okay.
And the funding is mandated to go to fairs and festivals and create these alcohol-free zones that are for mainly children and families, to give them a safe space to have fun at different fairs and festivals where they can just enjoy themselves, and the parents do not have to worry about them being at risk of getting access to alcohol illegally. And so we talked about it internally, and we were thinking, how about we just do our own festival, make the entire thing alcohol free,
Right.
and
Mhm.
family friendly and children friendly, and still have an amazing time with
Right.
everybody. So that's what we did. We got the funding to do it, and we decided to make the whole thing alcohol free.
Okay. So, like, I know people know art festivals,
Yes.
but this is a art and therapy festival.
Yes.
Explain, because excuse me, because I just, somebody's like, what do you mean art therapy? How do you do that?
Right. So we have an initiative that you mentioned earlier, the Art is Medicine initiative. And
Mm-hmm.
that came from, our agency has been supporting arts for a very long time, especially with the staged plays.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to create this Art is Medicine initiative because we saw how healing that was, and wanted to bring other types of art together. So it's not just stage plays, it's not just painting, it's not just crafting, it's dance, it's music, it's vocal expression in any way you want, to do that. And so we wanted to bring all of that together in just one scene, but we wanted to make sure that it fell under the initiative as Art is Medicine that we're already doing, because art is therapeutic
Right.
in whatever way you experience it. For instance, I'm now a yoga certified trainer.
What?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have not felt so at peace and zen in
Right.
my entire life. I've learned so much. And just being able to share that skill that I've learned and those experiencing this guided type of meditation with other people, I see how therapeutic that is, to just clear your mind, to pay attention to your body, to that's just self-care within itself, to just let go of all the negative things that are continuously happening around us and just bring that positive energy within yourself for just a few minutes of the day, because sometimes we don't get the opportunity to do that. We don't get the opportunity to sit down and just meditate for a few seconds. So to have a space and a place to do that, where your kids are safe if you close your eyes for 2 minutes, that you can just be there and just have a great time and relax and enjoy everything that's happening around you. That is what we call therapeutic.
Okay. That's really cool though. Because like I said, like people know art festivals, but to have that combination, and also to educate people, to let them know, because some people cannot put that together, that
right.
You sitting here meditating, doing your yoga. Some people don't even realize exercise is creativity,
It is.
I had to tell my husband that, I'm like, you're creative as well. Like, I paint and I make headpieces and things, but you're a coach. For you to sit there and create a game plan and then tell these kids and then they execute it, that's creativity, sir.
That is creativity as well.
Like,
absolutely.
Yes, educating people on that as well, because they can't put two and two together.
Right.
So Dr. Sizer was very adamant about our agency, our state agency, emphasis on the state agency, doing this type of festival in this region. Kayshana said peace and mindfulness are everything on Facebook. But Dr. Sizer was, very adamant about us having this type of festival, and the fact that we're a state agency was very important. Like, can you explain that conversation with him, like why he thought that and why he really pushed for it?
Yes. Because within our state, and he says this all the time, when you think about art, you really think about South Louisiana. And he wanted, and there's so many talented people right here in North Louisiana doing awesome, amazing things, not just here, but around the world.
Right.
And they are world renowned. But we don't set a stage often for others to know that. And we haven't set a stage really for our region for everyone else to know that. Right. And so he definitely wanted to make sure that we showcase everything that's happening in our region in terms of creatives. And not just the creatives, but individuals who feel compelled or feel this type of alignment with it and really don't know how to express it. And so now you come here and you see all these things that you can be involved in. You're like, okay, I like this, or I can explore, this a little bit more. And so to bring that component there as well is extremely important to him. And not just, again, with the festival, with all the agencies we work with our partners. Right. It's not just about the festival. It's what do we do after the festival? We want people to come back to us and say, I really love making a bracelet. How can we incorporate that with therapeutic services within our agency? Because we're not saying artist therapy is the only therapy. We're saying this is a supportive type of therapy for the most, important types of therapies that there are. So how can we incorporate this type of supportive therapy to your traditional and much needed therapeutic sessions?
Much needed.
Yeah,
don't stop going
that way. Sometimes it's just that portal and that pathway you need to get to, what can really help you in the end. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of activities. I know there's going to be food. Music's supposed to be a line. Is it a line dance contest, or we just going to be out there learning? What are we?
If it's a line dance contest,
I just learned to
so I'm not going to do that to people. No, I'm kidding. I have 2 left feet. So
I just learned it to me a lot. Okay.
We have line dancing, we have karaoke, we have live bands.
Yes, I'm here for the live.
So a lot of entertainment going on consistently. It's just nonstop in that area. And then we'll have the crafting stations that are happening concurrently as well. Then you have the food. We're giving out free herbal teas, herbal shots, and snow cones.
Yes, even better.
Gotta add a little sugar to it.
And popcorn. Kara said popcorn. Now, one thing that I really did think was cool is that the exhibitors and the craft stations, because I work with with your staff member that was over that part, and she was telling me about it. Okay, Shauna. But she was saying that the vendors are going to be there. The exhibitors will be there. It's also important. I just want to say that there was not a vendor fee for the craft people to come, and there was not a vendor fee for the visual art vendors to come out there either, because we're all about the community, right? Correct. But she was saying, yes, we have the artists here. They can either just show their work or sell it. But the other side was the craft stations. And she was saying they really serve as mini workshops. So that when people leave, and it's crafts for all ages, but when people leave that craft area, they'll either have a new skill or they'll have a tangible item. So when they go home, they can use whatever they learned or got in this space to help them with cleansing their mind or being at peace or whatever they need to do to get through their mental, mental, yeah.
Yes. The great thing about our crafters and our painters is they volunteer in their time. And we purchase supplies for anyone that wants to meet the local artists, local crafters, take some time. We have paint, we have stencils, everything that you need. You can, paint with whatever your heart says. You can just throw some paint around there if that makes you feel good too. And then you can take your canvas with you. And that's your proud moment, and I plan on doing one myself. And then again, like you said, we do have people that are exhibiting their art, and you do have an opportunity just to view it and to purchase it as well. So we're excited about both of those. And we have health fair. I don't know if you're going to that next, but we do have a health fair. We have 30 resource vendors that will be there talking about, different mental health, behavioral health type services, support services, insurance services, whatever you can think of, they'll be there talking about it, so you can get all the other services that you need. It's like a wraparound day of services, honestly, with some fun.
It sounds like a good time, and this is a free good time too, correct?
It's a very free good time. You don't have to pay for anything but your food. The tea is free. The snow cones are free. Just pay for your food, and if you want to buy art, everything else on us.
Okay. And okay, so before we close out, I do want to ask you guys, because I'm a creative, okay? I want to know what your creative outlet or medium is. Everybody has one.
You absolutely right. I'm gonna go first, Kara, because I know I have two.
Okay.
I am the karaoke queen.
Okay.
I admit that this time I can't dance, but I can do karaoke.
Okay.
And now yoga has become an outlet for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Kara, how do you express yourself creatively?
I typically tell people all the time that I don't have a creative bone in my body. And then the last time I said it, I had to stop and think. And I was like, okay, there are some things that you do create. So it ties back to my work. I think my creativity is, working in a setting like this and putting out platforms and services and things to help meet the needs of those, in our area. I think that's where I am most creative at. Dr. Carroll will tell you I'm always calling her extension saying, I got an idea.
Yes. She's a visionary for sure.
Yeah. And then also being an appreciator, that's also tied into that as well. Okay. I want to say the man behind the curtain. Did you say she raps? Oh, Kara, the man behind the curtain says,
I am not going to pick up the mic in front of the man behind the curtain anymore. We were at an event and I can't remember what was playing, and I did pick up the mic. I think I went like 2 or 3 bars, and then it kind of.
He said it was all a dream.
Huh?
I used to read Word Up magazine.
I'm not gonna
performance.
Yeah, she's a performing artist.
That's what it is.
That's your outlet,
Kara.
That's me. Okay, there we go. And I do though. I think another thing that I like to do is, and I tell people all the time, I think it was just meant for me to be a social worker. I think part of it is in me, and I know a lot of it was how my grandmother raised me, in being there for people. She used to always say, you can't make it in this world alone. So I like to bring about laughter. I like to, even if a person is I can see that something is wrong, I try to create a moment to lighten the mood. If it feels like it's getting too heavy and too tight, that's something that I like to do as well. So I may start trying my hand at a little comedy too. I think I could probably.
You can.
I think I could kind of go there.
Yeah, for sure.
Am comedy storytelling.
You are funny.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
So, before we actually have to dip out really soon, but where can we get all the information about Prescription Take Back Day, which is this Saturday, and then the Artist Therapy Festival, which is also this Saturday? We're gonna be working y'all this weekend. Where can we get all that information, and where can people reach you all to get involved?
Take it away, Dr. Carroll. Oh, look, we both said take it away. You can go to Northeast Delta's Facebook page. If you type it in, I tried it last night and it worked. You type in Artist Therapy, you can go to the page and all of that pulls up. We also have our flyers up about our different location sites for Take Back Day. Please remember that all 3 of our sites, the time is from 10 to 2 at each location. We have to stop at exactly 2:00 because that is the national time. That is because there are certain things that we have to do with calculating and reporting and all that. So it is from 10 to 2 on Saturday. So follow the Phoenix. Like it says, all of our social media handles. Trust me, you will not go on any of the sites and not be able to find out the information on how to get to where we are and be in the place to be. And we are the place to be this Saturday.
We're the place to be
all the time. We're the place to be all the time. So hopefully whatever they take away with them on Saturday, when they hit that moment where they are in need or that moment in doubt or that moment where they don't know anywhere to turn, the end result would be that they would remember and think about where they got it from and then contact us so that we can begin filling those, working with them and helping them to reach their full human potential. So follow the Phoenix.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, Kara, told y'all. Thank y'all so much for speaking with me today. And you guys, thank you for tuning in on your lunch break and having a good time with us, because this was important, but we also like to have a good time here, okay?
Absolutely.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see y'all this weekend. Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you Saturday.